All right, welcome back. And by the way, on the Senate side, Senator Chabert on the cigarette tax voted, I think it was no. Let me check that. Let's see, Chabert voted yes. And let's see who else from around here. Gotro voted yes, too, on that. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Let's see. HTV, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Martin, isn't that like some kind of discrimination to put a tax on, a certain class of people that smoke? Or
Well, and obviously I think that's been if the smokers, I remember when this came up last time, smokers just lit up the phone lines talking about it. This is a renewal of that same 4-cent tax. So, yeah, in a way, I guess if you're a smoker, you think you're being picked on. If you're a non-smoker, you think it's okay. So it's one of those fights of the vices, I guess, so to speak. So obviously you'll feel a certain way, and you got to really go with whatever way you feel, I guess.
it seems like they put a tax on something that everybody uses. They put a tax on paper towels or toilet paper or something. Everybody uses that.
Yeah.
And you're not going against one, class of people, and everybody pays fair share. It's supposed to go to education or whatever it goes to. It goes to help everybody, not just education.
See,
5.2 over here in Lafourche Parish. They go over there to Terrebonne, buy a vehicle, I got to pay the taxes over here in Lafourche.
Mm-hmm. I see your point, and I really see your point in this because it's aimed at people with a vice. Obviously, if people have, people smoke, because I don't smoke, but if people also gamblers, and it's, I wish there was something, and there is. I mean, everybody uses fuel, but then, of course, that's going to create a stir. So it's you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And this is always something that is going to polarize certain segments. But I hear you loud and clear. I understand it. But this is a side that has two issues, and that's why it's just good to air it out. And it's good to let the people vote on it, and I think that's what's going to happen.
And it's one of those deals where they say they only need it for a certain amount of time, and now it's time's up, and they want it back again. Mm-hmm. They always do that too on taxes. It seems like every time it's expired, they want to renew it.
Yeah, and I think that's why I appreciate the call. Though. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. HTV, welcome to Bayou Time. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Martin.
How you doing tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Are you wanting just conservative callers, or?
Oh, I want whoever.
I'm liberal, but
no, whoever wants to call. I want to hear what they have to say. I want to get a good sprinkling of everything in the community as far as the tax goes. So tell me what you think.
Well, I'm really. You said the governor vetoed this tax.
He did. He did veto it, and then it was tagged on another bill at the end of a bill, which was the TOPS program bill by John Alario. So they wrote it on the coattails of another bill, which is. I guess that's my whole point tonight is the governor vetoes something, and normally it stops there, but not in this House. They pretty much put it on something else, so it's still alive and well.
Well, Governor Jindal needs to, I don't know. A couple of callers back, he said thank God for Governor Jindal, but, Governor Jindal should have, he don't like taxes. But how are we going to get out of debt? Let's face it. How are we going to get out of debt? Why don't everybody pay 4 cents? 4 cents. What's wrong with that?
Well, no, I hear you.
That's how I feel. Mm-hmm. Just the cigarette smokers have to pay 4 cents. It's not fair. Just the alcohol, people drink that alcohol, or whoever drinks, so don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just frustrated, Martin, like everybody else with Louisiana politics.
Well, I thought, and I'm not saying it hadn't happened before where they haven't rode the coattails of a bill, but you know,
Well, they do it in Washington all the time.
they do, but to do it to a Louisiana governor is pretty gamesman-like, because governors, you know, with that veto power, they got pretty powerful. That pen is a powerful thing for a governor in the state of Louisiana. But when the House tags it onto a bill at the end of it and changes the bill and makes it a constitutional amendment, that's a clear-cut message back to the governor that, hey, we don't agree with you.
Well, Martin, I kind of think that, you know, he's running for re-election. Let's face it, okay?
Yeah.
He's running for re-election. It could be a little political, but let me just be kind of like, I know you love Governor Jindal. I don't care for him,
Hey,
okay? I'm going to be straight up with
I'm going to tell you
okay?
something. I
But
said it before. I said it before. If he does something that the people don't like, look, I don't like the guy that much that I don't give the people that say so. If you don't like it, some things he's done that I don't like. I think he's a nice guy and all, but some things that he's done,
you know,
I don't like either. You know, I got to be honest with you.
I'm sorry, I didn't
But
understand.
I don't think he's been a bad governor for sure.
Well, okay, who was governor when, I'm sorry, I interrupted you, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's a delay. Who was governor when they had that, I remember the Proposition C for the gambling thing that was supposed to go to
I think that was Foster, wasn't it?
It was Mike Foster, right?
Yeah, I think it was Foster.
And who worked for Mike Foster?
Well, Bobby
my
Jindal.
God.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Bobby Jindal.
No argument there.
Okay. All right, Martin, look, I'm just saying, you know, I know everybody, you know, they Republican. Is Bobby Jindal with the Tea Party or is he not?
No, I never heard that.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you. I thought maybe you would know.
They're going to be wherever the majority is when it comes time to vote.
Oh, okay.
No, but I haven't heard that. In fairness,
Thanks for talking with me, Martin.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you. And by the way, there is an event coming up, and I'll tell you more about it as it comes up. And it looks like I'm going to be emceeing it with the VOTEC, and one of the guests is going to be former Governor Edwards. He's going to be there, and I think they're trying to line up me and him on an interview, so that's going to be interesting. So I'll give you more information as I get that. Should be an interesting time.
Me and him on
HTV, welcome to Bite Time. Go ahead, please.
I'll give you more information as I get that.
Big delay there.
Yeah.
We're going to go to another line. HTV, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm on air?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Martin, I know you're saying it was a pretty clever idea to attach this bill.
Well, I didn't say clever. I said very gamesman.
Or game.
No matter what side you're on, it was a gamesman move. It was like a chess match.
Right. But I
Yeah.
don't understand, you know, we already have a procedure where if a governor vetoes a bill, you know, the House could have overridden that veto.
Yeah, I agree.
But now to attach it on to a bill,
I agree.
you're saying that it's almost certain that it's gonna pass.
Well, what happened is, you're right, they failed on the House vote.
Right.
And, you know, I tend to have to agree with you. It failed there, and that's probably where it should have died.
Right.
But when I said it was, I didn't say clever, because I don't want my words to be misused. I said, in a gamesman-like approach, they put it there, and I guess they wanted it that bad that they upped the ante, so to speak.
But aren't we jeopardizing the top bill? You're saying, you know,
Yes.
people are against taxes.
We are.
Aren't we trying to gain something here and jeopardize something good?
Well, I don't know if people would vote against that TOPS bill, because that is a big one, and I think if people would not vote for that, then a lot of constituents from an educational based constituency, because of the TOPS bill, would turn on the person that voted against it. And I think that's what they're counting on. But to answer your question, yes, you're attaching something to a very popular thing that, if it's voted down, could turn it into a negative.
Right. Well, you know, the thing is, TOPS is for families that have children in school.
That's right.
But yet a lot of people living in Louisiana that do not have children in school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, remember.
Good point. Excellent point.
Right. Remember, we didn't think that bill in Homer for our levy would fail either, but it did fail, didn't it?
Yeah, about 100 swing votes could have changed that whole thing.
So you know, once the procedure's there to override that veto, if they didn't have the guts to do that for political reasons, it should have died right there.
I think you made some interesting
my
points.
opinion.
You made some interesting points.
Okay,
Sure
thank
did.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, the caller made some very, I mean, if it goes to the tax base and to the voters, I think he might have made one of the more interesting points tonight of who votes and how many people are actually affected by TOPS. Maybe if you're not affected by it, you don't care and you vote the other way. Maybe you don't vote at all, but that's an interesting point. And let's take a break. When we come back, we'll go back to the phone lines, and then Harry McCullough's going to be up at sports in a little while. But we have time for a few more calls. We'll be back. Don't go away.